Good morning, everyone. I'm watching this bar here. Really hoping this live stream works out because this service around here has been really bad. And hey, A Star, a couple days ago when I did the live stream on Friday, people kept saying that it was glitching up and freezing. And then the next day, I noticed I couldn't watch anything on my computer. So I went and looked it up, and there were a shit ton of outages. So I'm like, you guys let me know if it freezes up too much. Apparently, they need a few days to work on it. It's already been a few days, so I'm frustrated with that. But kids on the bus, ready to go. Gonna cover some stories about everything as usual, all kinds of recent attacks. It seems like, they always talk about, hey, good morning, Shamina. It seems like they always talk about like drinking and stuff around the holidays. I'm so glad you're able to catch the live stream. Usually these morning live streams, we don't get a whole bunch of people. Um, I do this for people in different time zones. A lot of people are asleep and they're not around, and that's fine. But about the holidays, people always talk about like binge drinking and all this kind of stuff and problems with the family. What I have personally noticed since the holiday season has kicked up, a lot of dog attacks. And so, you've got the pandemic and all these pandemic dogs mixed with families coming into town, strangers around the dogs, new dogs. Everybody's getting all these new fucking pets, dogs. And now all of a sudden we have this uptick in attacks. And I can't help but notice the correlation that you've got these critters that are used to being spoiled and sitting in their house and getting their way all day, and now suddenly there are children and family members around. And yeah, so let me share a little personal story, as I like to do before we get into some of the stories from the past week. I like to ramp up, give everybody a chance to hop in, and then kind of piddle back down. I got a new client this week, customer, whatever you want to call it. And so I'm cleaning their house, and house cleaning is my least favorite job that I do. I like to do painting, and I like to do, different labor. I hate cleaning, but whatever pays the bills, I do the work. Now I show up at these rich people's house. So they have a very big, very badass house, and they have adult children because they've explained that to me, because they have a couple bedrooms on hold in the house. And everywhere I look, there are expensive professional glamour photos. Let me check my volume here real quick. There we go. You guys know the type, super professional, like glamour photos. And they're all of them and this dog. And I'm like, shit, where's the dog, right? Like, I'm just waiting for it to, like, some people lock them up in a room, some don't. And I always ask the customers to put the dogs away. So we'll get into the second story in a minute that pertains to such. And then the lady's like, hey, our dog died a while back, so you won't have to worry about cleaning up so much hair. And I'm like, good, good. So it's dead, right? But in all these pictures, I didn't see one or two of the family, like the real human family. 5 professional glamour photos around this house of them and this dog. And it's a German shittard. And there's still hair. As I've explained to people, you can get rid of your dog, and 4 months later, a year later, the smell is still around. What's up, Glenn? Good morning. And you can still see the hair everywhere. I mean, any rug I picked up or moved or anything I did, there's fucking hair, and it doesn't come up. Okay, like I'm using the badass vacuum. I'm this, I'm that. Nothing's coming up. It's disgusting. A Star says, was watching Can Dog with Dog Bite History Be Trained Before Newborn Arrives on It's Me or the Dog. God, I hate that show. Dog was licking a 1-day-old baby on its head and face. You know, man, even these dog nuts know that that's disgusting. Okay. So let me share a second story of my dog interactions this week is with my job, as you guys know, with cleaning out old rentals, um, cleaning people's houses, doing like the fire damage house, any of this stuff. I constantly run into these things. And so I had a woman whom asked me to come over and steam clean her carpets. Okay. Good morning, Phoenix Sun. Of course she does. Fucking these pictures of these dogs. So this lady is very cool, okay, and at the senior center, and she says, "Hey, come over and steam clean my carpets." And I said, "Well, sure," because I have a real expensive carpet cleaner. And she had mentioned something about a dog, and I said, "Hey, got to put the dog away." And this isn't just because my bias of dogs, because everybody obviously there knows that I don't like dogs. Hey, K9, so glad you were able to join in. That's why we do this early one is for people in other time zones like K9 Critic. And if you guys haven't checked out her channel, I highly suggest you do. She's awesome. I love her talking voice. It's amazing. Um, Speaking voice, it's early. Um, so I says, not just about my bias of dogs, but the fact that if your dog gets away, I'm not chasing it. That's not happening. I had this experience a year or two ago with a customer whom she had a dog in the house and we were going in and out to paint. And I had said, like, hey, you might want to put the dog away and we can swap it out of that room. Not only are we painting and you don't want dog fur in the paint, you didn't think I'd have to say this stuff. But if it gets away, we're going to have a problem, right? And she's like, Fluffy doesn't run away. And I'm like, okay. And so what was it, like an hour or two even into the job, and I've already plucked a dog hair out of my paint pan, which is pissing me off. I'm very meticulous with painting. Hey, Anna, good to see you. This woman, I hear her start screeching and yelling. And of course, we go to look. If any woman's screeching and yelling, people usually look, right? And so we go to look, and Fluffy is running down the road. And she's running around having a complete breakdown. Oh, please, we've got to catch Fluffy. And my buddy and I just look at each other and we're like, we're not chasing your dog. I was like, actually, I already said this could happen. I was very clear about it. And you said that that wasn't going to happen. And she's like, would you guys let it out? And we're like, right, we told you that might happen because we're walking in. Generally, when we're doing a job like this, we prop the door open, and slide the little thing on the hydraulic system on the screen door and walk everything in and out and work, unabated. And she starts screeching at us and pointing the finger and is like, if you don't help me catch Fluffy, then you can just kiss this job goodbye. And we're like, okay. Is that what you'd like us to do? Help me catch my dog! I mean, she's like this close to us. I'm like this, about to like beat the fuck out of this lady. Like, I'm about to fuck you up. You get in my face like that again, especially over some fucking dog. And she's like, no, no, then just leave. And she's like running up and down the street. And this thing is running back and forth and just jumping in front of people's houses. And so me and my buddy look at each other and smile because we already have enough work and we didn't even want to do this job. This lady's getting gangster with us. We're out of here. So we start picking up all our shit and walking out the door. And we had just started setting up. Like I said, an hour or so in, we're still prepping. And for anybody who doesn't know, prep work takes like 2 days. So right now, it's no big deal. Like I had some trim paint in there to work on the outside of a door, whatever. We're walking our stuff out and she comes running over from trying to catch Fluffy. Is like, you can't leave. Fucking screaming and yelling at us. And finally, because I'm not the owner of this company at this time, it's my buddy. He stops her and goes, ma'am, stop talking to me like that. We will not be painting your house. We are leaving. You have been rude and disruptive. We told you to put away the dog. And he's putting stuff in. And she's like, Ashley, go get the rest of the stuff. And I'm like, yep. So we come out and we throw everything in. And she's screaming and yelling, running up to his truck, screaming and yelling at us. Then she'll run over, chase the dog. And we left. And my buddy looks at me and goes, never again. He's like, from now on, he's like, I know we've been polite about it, but people need to start listening. And I'm like, yeah, big time. So Fast forward. I might even cough incorrectly. What happens if that happens? So this lady at the senior center, and I said, listen, you'll put the dog away. And there's a reason for that. I had an incident in the past where a dog got away, and I don't need to lose customers or people that I have, I wouldn't call this lady my friend, but we're work acquaintances, right? And so I don't want this awkwardness where we're looking at each other like we're gangster and pissed off at each other over a dog. And she goes, oh, no, of course. And if you don't want to be around them, you have every right to not be around them. I'll make sure the dog's put away, which I was like, oh, cool. We have, a low level dog nutter, as Four Legged Plague likes to talk about. I love his tier of dog nutters. And I believe it was 1 being the least and up to 5. So she's like somewhere in level 1. And I'm like, cool. The people that respect you enough to say like, oh, you don't want to be around dogs. You're allergic to them. Let me put them away. Okay. Well, then she lets me know my son, adult son, is going to be there when you show up to clean the carpets, and he'll make sure the dog is put away. And I'm like, oh, cool. Because like I said, you don't want the dog biting me or anything happening. This story just gets better and better. Doug and I show up. Doug's measuring to put in some floors for her, and I'm steam cleaning an old carpet so she can take it out and then use it out on her porch. Desert people stuff. Because we don't have rain out here. You can just put carpet out in your yard if you want. It'll be fine. So I'm steam cleaning this carpet, and the dog's running around. And I'm just kind of laughing to myself. It's a little dog. And it comes over and starts smelling my equipment, and I stomped at it. I'm like, go away, you little piece of shit. And the dude comes around the corner and is like, oh, Fluffy. It like picks it up. I'm like, it doesn't need to be touching my stuff. I don't want it near my cleaning supplies. That's the opposite of cleaning supplies. And he's like, right. And like walks away with it. Okay. I go moving stuff in and out. And as I come back in the door, it's on the porch growling and barking at me from this chair because it's tiny. So it's trying to get up to my level. It's still only at like tit level on the chair. And I looked at it and I'm like, no one's afraid of you, you little piece of shit. And he's like, whoa, he comes right. I'm like, sir, the dog, honestly, it's for the dog's safety and mine. And, he goes, she doesn't run away. And I'm like, sir, the dog, it's for his safety and mine. 2 days later, I'm at the senior center working, and I see the lady, and she waves me over, and I'm like, oh man, this is about to go really well or really shitty. And I'm still thinking, like, does she like the job I did? She wasn't home. Is she mad about the price? Is it this? So I come over, and she goes, Ashley, you did such a great job. It looks so good. And I'm like, oh, thank you. But, you can thank the cleaner for that. And she goes, so he didn't put the dog away. And I'm like, I didn't want to bring it up, but no. And she's like, that pisses me off so much. I was very clear with him to put the fucking dog away. And I'm like, whoa, old lady got cuss words, right? I said, look, I have that rule for a few reasons. And I don't know if you know about things like capnocytophaga, leptospirosis, and lamoriasis and stuff like that. If your dog bites me, then I have to go to a medical professional and I have to be on antibiotics, which I actually don't take unless I'm in an emergency situation. And then you have to pay me. And then you're also going to pay me a lot more than cleaning the carpet when you could have just put the dog away. And not to mention the stupid fucking thing could have got away. And she's like, no, I totally agree. And they do have all those bacteria. And honestly, Ashley, I'm ready for the dog to pass away so I can just have a pet-free home. And I'm like, all right, that sounds good to me. You might want to tell your son to be a little more vigilant in the future because something could have happened, right? So Gling says, having packages picked up today, and when you're arranging the pickup, they ask if you have a dog. Why would they ask that if dogs aren't a problem? I have a professional that comes to my house for some shit, and the first thing she asked me, do you have dogs? Are they loose in the yard? I need to know for my safety when I come in. She's like, because I carry a firearm and I will shoot the dog. And I was like, I love it. But no, I don't have dogs. You can freely come into my yard without any concerns. So let's get into some stories. I'm finally going to have a few days off this week because the holiday, but I have work today, so I'm half in my pajamas, half not. So I have to get ready to go to work in a little bit. And I am so tired. I'm so sick of working. Like I told her, we had a big old Thanksgiving and it was great. So I want to show you guys this crap. This really bothers me. I'm going to show it to you. I'm going to share it with you. It is a petition from change.org that already has over 10,000 signatures. The fact that we can't get people to sign a petition to protect a child, fuck the banning pit bulls petitions. I don't mean that literally. I mean, like, let's put those aside for a minute. What about that petition that I had started about the police dog that attacked the special needs boy? I'm sure most of you remember. And we didn't win that battle because of the petition. It was because people like Marcus and Morpheus and myself were call flooding the sheriff's station. Okay. That petition only got like 600 or 700 signatures before I shut it down. People don't care about children, but this petition has over 10,000 signatures. This dog had chased a cat through a gate that was accidentally left open. So the first sentence already says that these people are irresponsible. This was their fault, okay? And into a neighbor's house where he bit their cat. Okay. You left your gate ajar. The dog got out of your property, entered someone else's property, and damaged someone else's property. Let's put the shoe on the other foot. If this was them and their neighbor's mountain lion accidentally broke through the open gate and charged into their house and bit Fluffy the dog, there would be an outrage. But since this is just a cat and the dog's more important, the dog is more important than those people's property. The dog is more important than the trespassing that was committed. They say, now this beloved family dog is set to be euthanized. Please sign this to help the family save their furry family member. Over 10,000 signatures. Please sign and share this with your news stations, journalists, city officials, judges, attorneys, anyone you can think of that can help us save the dog from being euthanized. My God. He was adopted and they consider him to be one of their children. He's had no behavioral issues or aggression toward people or other dogs. He has a prey drive and does chase cats. Many dogs do, they say. This is their words. The following story is hard to believe, and we're bound and determined to fight this in order to save this beloved dog's life. Okay? And they go into the fucking details, and I'm not happy about it. It's short, though, so I'll share it with you. On August 14th of 2021, a child left open the gate after taking their bike out. You guys fucked up. Now the dog's getting put down. The dog was let out of the house and into the backyard later in the afternoon, and he found the neighbor's cat in the yard. He then chased the cat out of the open gate and ran into the neighbor's open basement door. The neighbor had left this door open for her cats to come in and go as they please. He unfortunately bit the cat in the neighbor's basement. The neighbor subsequently filed charges with animal control. It was seized August 25th and has been impounded ever since. A judge ruled that the dog will be euthanized as a dangerous dog because of the incident. The children are heartbroken and distraught and cannot rest without him home. Shut the fuck up. Jesus. You guys hear this shit? Would they let their children escape? Exactly. Good morning, Beanie. Good morning, Jennifer. It's all good, guys. Do your thing. Do your thing. You know what's going to happen? This petition's going to get big and this dog's going to be spared, and then it's going to go home with the label of a dangerous dog with all kinds of conditions for them to follow. They will not follow the conditions and the dog will get out. And I like how Gling's always pointing out, if the dogs didn't have teeth, that they were forced to do some of these things and take care of their own pet, perhaps we wouldn't have these problems. But instead, it's somehow okay for this to happen, okay? And everybody's just got to deal with it. Here's a story that was sent by Glitter Gore. You guys, like I said, keep an eye on the service. We have been experiencing service outages in my area, and it seemed like on the last live stream, every time I'd go to pull up an article, it would cause the screen to start freezing up. So let's just hope that doesn't happen. It's already taking forever to load up, so there's a chance that I might have to just, you know what we'll do for safety's sake is maybe I will just read these off of my phone. I hate doing this, but it's been bad. The service has been so bad, and I don't want all the freezing. And that was exactly what was happening last time. So we're gonna just play it safe. Besides, it's being an asshole and not loading up anyways. So let's see if I can find. Here it is. Okay, so Glitter Gore sent this to me. I'll move my coffee and set it up over here and prop the phone against it. I said these oh, Andy barking. I agree. These live streams in the morning are never too big until I'm about to like actually cut out. So, but I do this for several of you that are on different time zones and make it easier for you to get involved. So this was as of November 12th, 2021. 9-year-old boy mauled as dog slowly recovers. But excuse me, 9-year-old boy mauled by dogs is slowly recovering as medical bills mount. Okay. Oh my God. Stupid ads. Sorry, guys. This has been a whole mess. There we go. That's how I get out of it. Okay. Community rallies around little boy mauled by dogs in White Lake. Okay. And like I said, everything with my service has been so slow, so I apologize. It's a month ago. This is the child who was at the neighbor's house when the neighbor's family dogs attacked him from head to toe. The young man, Hunter, was rushed to the hospital by ambulance. Hold on, just waiting for this crap to load up. Oh, man, I can't. All right, we'll just watch this together. If it will load.
Get out of my his skin was just hanging, and you could see his skull, and you could see his artery in his neck.
In a matter of minutes, Hunter went from a smiley 9-year-old to this after being mauled by 2 dogs.
He had over, what did they say, 75 bites all over his body. And it took over 200 sutures and 40 staples in his head.
A month ago, he was at a neighbor's house outside when their dogs attacked. From head to toe, Hunter was destroyed.
Hold on. Sorry, I was trying to open up the screen. Like I said, my service has been garbage. Garbage. Yeah, I was afraid too. I'm like, worst case scenario, I have to just reschedule.
Stepping in, adopting them for the holidays.
The Heater family and Hunter shouldn't have to decide between medical bills and a good Christmas. So we're going to provide them a great Christmas.
What do you want for Christmas?
A moped.
A moped?
The police department is collecting money from their own officers and the community to grant Hunters every wish.
Like, I knew we had a good community, but I wasn't expecting this.
Hunter will continue to need medical care. There has been a PayPal account set up for donations. You can also drop them off at the White Lake Township Police Department. Reporting in White Lake Township, Jessica Duke.
So yeah, there's that. Let's go into another one. Like I said, there have been so many stories. Oh, geez. It's just killing me. How about the police start enforcing dog laws? I agree. Maybe that by itself could make some changes, but it's not. They don't do any of this shit. They don't fucking care. And look what they do. The dog attacks him, and instead of facing the issue and talking about it and making change, they go, oh, well, we'll buy you Christmas. We'll take care of it and make sure that your family's happy. We'll take care of that. They don't talk about the dog. We're not going to talk about banning dogs. We're not going to talk about the danger. We're going to say, oh, well, let's pay for your Christmas. You shouldn't have to choose between medical bills and Christmas. So, no. I'm all no. All right. Here's one. Some of the police are dog nutters as well. Exactly. Hey, Vox, good morning. Absolutely, Beanie. It's completely illogical that we even have to discuss this stuff. Yeah, I know. That's a Christian. I made that joke when he sent me the thing about that eye collar that's like basically an eye watch for a dog. And he's like, that's it, Ashley. Your problems are all over. You don't have to make videos anymore. You don't have to talk about any of this. You could just go back to your regular life. The crusade's over. And we were both laughing our asses off like, yeah, if it were only that simple. Okay. This article is called Dog Urine Has Acute Impacts on Soil and Chemistry in Urban Green Spaces. Urban residents and their pets utilize urban green spaces daily. As urban dog ownership rates increase globally, urban green spaces are under mounting pressure, even as the benefits and services they provide become more important. The urine of dogs is high in nitrogen. I believe we talked about this, so I'm still going to cut through it though. Yep. It was like that big old scientific article. So that they'd done the studies, and most of you guys are there for each one and studying the isotopes in each one, and they were talking like 4 and 5 times the amount, okay, that was in an area. So they would test it like off of walking paths and then on the dog walking paths. I'm sure some of you remember the stories about the telephone poles and any telephone poles that generally last about 55 years that were found on any type of dog walking path. They corrode within 25 to 30 years, basically cutting their lifespan in half because of the dog urine, which is highly corrosive. Let's see. Alrighty. I'm just going to start at the beginning so we don't repeat ourselves. When earth they created a law that all dogs must be defanged, how many people would still want one? You know, it's a good question because most people own them to try to act hard. I pointed this out to someone, and so I'm just going to point it out to you guys. I'm on a bunch of different streams, and one of them I had joined a while back. It's like a getting sober stream, and I don't have a problem staying sober. I just like to support the community. Everybody there loves my name, and most of the people there are pet-free or own a cat. And they're all super positive. Everybody's super nice. No one's ever said shit about my name. Never, not once. But if you go to any channels that have to do with like lowriders or like any type of, the whole drinking car shows, that kind of stuff, then it's all pit bulls, bulldogs. They want to act hard and look tough. And so, it's two different worlds. And as soon as I even go to a channel like that, everybody points out my name and starts attacking me. And I get the same thing. They're like, you came here and changed your name just so you could troll us. And I'm like, I never even trolled. I was just like, hey, cool car. And everybody's like, fuck that. And fuck this lady with the name Dogs Are Garbage. And then they always say like the same thing. They're like, you're garbage. And I'm like, your mom's pussy's garbage. Sorry, I'm such an asshole. Good morning, Rock. I got your email. I'll try to cover it here in a minute. Oh, this one. God, Christian sent me this. Careful where you step. These 20 cities have the most dog poop. Ugh. Nothing ruins a stroll through the neighborhood like the feeling of shit beneath your sneaker. I threw in shit. They said poop. I hate the word poop. Many of them forget the bags and poop scoopers at home. They don't forget. They just don't intend to clean it up and leave unsuspecting pedestrians to deal with the mess. Some places are notorious when it comes to this nasty form of pollution. To see which city streets contain the most neglected waste, check out our list below. The pet insurance comparison site, Protect My Paws, determined the dog poop capitals of America by analyzing tweets containing relevant keywords. God, including stepped in poo, poo bag, Dog fouling. The U.S. city most likely to complain about dog droppings is Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Residents there share the greatest proportion of tweets related to unwanted gifts that are left behind by their canine neighbors. I love how they use words like that. Gifts. Remember the one article we were reading where they just kept like putting cute names on the poop? And I'm like, just call the poop shit. That's what it is. That's fucking. This is in spite of strict laws in the metro area forbidding pet defecation on public property. Second worst place for dog poop is, sure some of you could have guessed, Seattle, Washington. And I assume that's why we have so many dog haters in Washington and Seattle as a whole. I've lived in Washington. There are dogs everywhere. It's truly a dog nutter society. There is shit everywhere. You cannot avoid it. So I can see why there are so many dog haters in Washington. So many. Okay? It's followed by Atlanta, Georgia, San Francisco, California. Dog owners refusing to take care of their pets' business is a widespread issue. However, some places have taken drastic measures to curb the problems, like that DNA testing company in Wisconsin is holding dog owners accountable by analyzing abandoned pet waste. Okay? If you go for a walk in any of the cities listed below, just remember to look down every 5 to 10 seconds. Yeah, because, that's what we should all have to do. Continuing to associate all of this. Yeah, so we've got Beanie is actually in Washington. Chef is in Washington. There's a couple of people in Washington. Number 1, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, followed by Seattle, Washington, Atlanta, Georgia, San Francisco, California, Buffalo, New York, Norfolk, Virginia, Austin, Texas, New Orleans, Louisiana, Washington, D.C., and Minneapolis, Minnesota. Washington, D.C., they can't even control it there. I can't. Some of the places, it blows my fucking mind. It fries my brain out. This article was sent to me from Ban All Dogs. Ban All Dogs is a night owl. We talk on the phone here and there. He's a late night guy, so he hardly ever makes it to the morning streams, but that's okay. All right. I say record people who don't clean up dog waste. Annabelle, they like to fine them. Personally, I think if you had more rules like the defanging, or what if you said, hey, if you get caught leaving your waste behind 3 times, then you aren't allowed to own pets anymore. Right? And, I was thinking this morning, and I forgot to mention it, so I'm going to bring this up real quick. The thing about the dog running into the neighbor's house and attacking their cat via their property, right? I was like, and they're so quick to like blow it all off. Couldn't I just be like, oh, well, my uncle stays with me and he is dangerous serial killer. And look, the gate accidentally got open and I'm sorry he ran into your house and bit one of your kids. But he's a beloved family pet. And we all look at him like a member of the family. So let's just, Yeah, I agree. One time. Hey, Kisarage, good to see you. Yes, well, I've been trying to at least do 2 live streams a week. Personally, we all know I would like to just get rid of them all. I think the first child that they attacked, the first elderly person, the first problems, people would have stopped and said like, hey, shit's going down. This is not a good idea. We need to get these things out of our society. So here comes this. Woman attacked and killed by her own dogs in Southwest Houston. Looking for more information into 48-year-old Tiffany Fangione's death after she was found with puncture wounds in her neck. Houston police suspect a 48-year-old woman was attacked and killed by her own dogs last Friday in Southwest Houston. On Monday, officers responding to a call said they found Tiffany Frangione, 48, dead in the backyard of her home located on Rockhampton Drive. Police said she had puncture wounds to her neck. A preliminary investigation indicated Frangione let her dogs out into the backyard and they fought with the neighbor's dog through the fence. Authorities said it appears Frangione attempted to intervene and was possibly attacked by her own dogs. The investigation is pending Frangione's cause of death. That's pretty obvious. What do you guys think? A giant vampire bat jumped back there and got her? It's determined by the Harris County Institute of Forensic Scientists. Anyone with additional information is urged to contact them. The dogs are in custody of some kind of animal shelter and are scheduled to be euthanized on Monday. There were 2 dogs, though, so they don't have enough info on the breed of the dogs. You know what that means when they say that every fucking time? That they're shit bulls. Okay? They're shit bulls. And yes, Kisarage is right. It's the antonym of fertilizer. Dog shit is toxic as fuck and full of parasites. It can't even be properly composted down. I'll never forget when I was teaching homesteading and traveling when someone asked me and told me they were composting their dog's shit. And I'm like, where? And they were like, in a compost pile. And I'm like, okay, number 1, I'm not eating any food from this place. Number 2, you have to stop that immediately. Immediately. You cannot compost dog shit. It is not compostable. It does not become part of the soil. You fucking psychos. God, you guys don't even understand the amount of stupidity I've heard throughout my life working with people when it comes to fucking dogs. So thank you, Ban All Dogs, for sharing that. All right. All right. Anna shared this one. And look at this crap. 4 paws from heaven. And as she said, being religious, this is highly offensive to her. And I'm like, actually, yeah. And so before we go any further, I would like to share something that's heavily on topic with that. There's that conversation where the guy told me it looked like I got hit in the face with a hot bag of nickels the other day. And after that, some random person comes onto the comments and says, yo mama, God don't exist. In short, you believe in science, hence God don't exist. I said, LOL, wow, I actually don't really believe in God, not the one you're referring to. Geez, you people really love dogs. And by the way, have you ever really looked into the Bible and how they feel about dogs? Have you? He won't respond to me again. Understandably so. I can't be making all that sense, and I'll be fucking him up. Hey, Christ X-Star, good to see you. Now good to see you. Yeah. I'm not against religion, by the way. I just have my own beliefs. It's okay. I'm totally open and understanding. So we have a new dog channel, and the person is called a Norwegian dog hater. I'll put the link to their video in the description. So if you guys would like to go join in, she is very cool. She's just starting out. She's been sending me some emails, and I told her I would attempt to try and help her get the word out there. She says, here's a video that I had uploaded showing kids and others too purposely allowing their dog to sniff and roll around in my yard even when I put up a sign. And I hope you show this video so more dog haters can know my channel. Please do so on your next live stream. So I said, of course, let me take care of that. It's a very short video. But like I said, the name of the channel is a Norwegian dog hater. All right. So like I said, very short. Let me turn off this lamp. It's causing a huge glare. And you can see my pajama ass. Oh, there we go. So yeah, if you guys can, she's just started videos as she loaded another one like yesterday. So if you can, join in, help her out, help her grow. And yes, Kisarage, I totally agree. All right. Totally agree. Hey, Twiggy, good to see you. Hey, enjoy work, Fox. Good to see you. All right, so let's get into the next one. Like I said, it sucks having to use my phone, but it could be worse. So there's an article that was shared with me by Moni Tony that says dog nutters are so stupid, and because of that stupidity, they torture their own animals, which I think is a very good point. And IHD's made that point a few times. I'm going to mimic that. It's so true. So this woman has a dog next to a marathon, and she's holding its paw up and forcing it to high five everybody that's running by. All right, guys, first of all, this is obviously painful on the dog. Moni says, maybe she's shoving a broom through its ass so it smiles happily while she does it. It's not even smiling, if you ask me. It just looks uncomfortable. We, dog haters, actually know more about dogs than dog nutters. All things that dog nutters know about dogs, they learned from movies. Exactly. Another dog spreading worms on another marathon. When its owner forces it to lift the paw, it tries to bite as well. So let me show you, fuck Fluffy, let me show you this butt fucking video of these idiots with these dogs. Hold on.
Oh, it's powerful.
1 second. Hey, at least my service is half-assed working. I really thought we weren't going to get, like, any service, so just me not being able to open it up on my computer is no big deal.
Spontaneously to have him hit the runners a high five. So we put him up and just extended his right paw. And so we love standing him up on his hind legs. He's quite used to it. It was hilarious because they'd see Marty from a distance and they'd have a big smile on their face. Some of them would go out of their way to give him a high five. And it was just really fun.
People were laughing just when he was sitting there.
Look. Wouldn't be a former dog trainer if I didn't point out how painful that looks for that stupid fucking dog. I could give a shit less, but this is a tactic I like to use on dog lovers because they don't hear me when I say, hey, that thing attacks children. They don't hear me when I say, like, anything that has to do with human well-being or biohazard contaminant. But if I say, hey, you know, that's hurting the dog. It's the same thing with my yard. You know how people always want to walk their dog up and down my yard? I over and over telling people, hey, I'll call animal control. You can't do that. But you know the one thing that does work? When I yell, I put poison out by my fence that's toxic to dogs. Dog stops coming over altogether. They don't care about other humans. All they care about is dogs. So you have to speak their fucking language. You have to say, hey, that's really bad for the dog. Do you know how its legs go down like this? And you've got its paw out and pulling it against, like, dogs don't have arms like us. They don't, them guns. I know, right? Dogs aren't built like us where their arms swing out. Dogs are like this. And so every time you're pushing those legs out, hey, Oliver, you're causing that critter ligament tearing and damage, right? They're abusive, like Moni said, to their own fucking dogs. And I hate the doo-doo. We all know that. I even hate just showing their videos. I don't even like giving these people a view. So.
He's got puppy ears and he looks real serious. He's got a really big ball.
Big shit ball.
Very mischievous. He'll go into the closet.
Shit on the furniture. Shit on this couch. Sebum on this. Destroy everything we bought and worked so hard for.
Very blatant too. Just like
I just destroy this, run into the neighbor's house, fuck someone up, tear that up. Hey, here's a hotel. I'll rub my feces all over that. Oh, look, my butthole's on your couch. Isn't that cute? Don't you love it?
He's got a wife. It's like,
oh, will you jerk me off now? Because we all know that's coming soon. Dress me up in a stupid ass outfit. Excuse me. See, look at the watch. Watch the pressure.
We found him on the site.
We're done. Come on. Look, I put my dick on this thing. I bet you're going to go put your face on it soon. Because that's what the fuck they do. That's what they do. Oh, it makes me sick. I'm always. Oh, here's a little bit of something from Annabelle. Hi, Ashley. I hope all is great with you. I'm getting over the trauma of being at a dog diner yesterday, and it really disturbed me. I'm so worried for humanity, I get flashbacks of it. The horror of dogs being at the table with the owners. Just remembering it makes me want to vomit. Society is in crisis. I've never experienced anything like this before. I had no choice in the matter. I didn't want to make a scene as my sister wanted to have lunch there. My nieces were not bothered at all either. They like dogs too. They can't understand why I loathe them. I feel such injustice about what's going on with all of this dog madness. Love, Annabella. I'm going to turn this so we have better light. There we go. Back to my original spot. I like this spot, and hopefully the service doesn't get interrupted from moving a foot. of course, Annabella. And I said, like, who the hell, even most dog owners don't want to be around that kind of stuff. Speaking of which, I found this. Now, it's a meme, all right? But I'm going to read to you what it says. It's very important. Aldi USA posts marketing featuring dog in a cart and quickly takes it down due to overwhelming negative response. I shared this on our Facebook page. Beanie, if you're, oh, there she is. If you'll throw up the Facebook page. So about an hour ago, I noticed a post from Aldi on Instagram featuring a dog in a cart with the caption, "Aldi trips are always better with my buddy." Ugh. I hopped over to Facebook to check things out. Same thing there. To my surprise and delight, as I read through, I found the comments were generally negative from people who don't want animals in a grocery store. They thought it was gross, allergies, and etc. Now both posts have magically disappeared. I took a screenshot and I can't figure out how to add it to the post, unfortunately, but I take this as a victory. Hold on a second. Oh, I got beat. And get rid of this critter. Oh, sorry. I didn't go pee before I started the stream, so full ass bladder. I feel much better. So yes, if you haven't joined the Facebook page yet, please do. Lots of great stuff goes on there. Matt Lyons helps us with a lot of stuff. Christian's on there posting all kinds of things. We talk about everything from self-defense to dog memes to making fun of these people, recent kind of stuff. So please, if you do have a Facebook, join. We have a blast over there. Let's find the next. So Orc Wrench and Asher shared this with me. So they both deserve a little props here. This is about the dog phone. I've got a video and I've got an article. We will peep out both. Yes. With the madness with all this, like I said, I covered that story about the brewery that was actually shared with me from Doug. And it's a whole brewery that is built to adopt dogs. So basically, it's kind of like when you go to a casino and they get you all drunk to get you to gamble. Well, this one, they make you all drunk and then convince you to adopt a dog, which is ridiculous. You're just pushing this shit on people and they probably don't even want it. You can have some man or some woman that really potentially is going to beat the fuck out of this thing and hate it, but you get it into this brewery and you booze them up a bit and then you go like, hey, you adopt this dog. You want to adopt this dog? And you're all like, oh, I'm wasted. Sure, I'll adopt a fucking dog. And then you're all like, shit, I really wish I wouldn't have done this. Like, but they don't care. Look, my service is so bad that I can't even get the screen to expand on my phone. As I said, we have, hey, that thing, good to see you. We have serious service interruptions out here around my house right now. So I'm just doing the best I can. I'm just surprised that the stream hasn't froze up, and they are predicting to have some shit done within the next week. So let's just hope, right? Because this is getting so old. I literally can't even sit around and watch my own YouTube watch later. I watch a lot of boxing. I'm a huge dork about boxing. I don't know if you guys knew that. I'm a huge dork about it. I'm weird. So I've been watching it since I was a kid. So can't watch any of my own shit. Can't get on Netflix. Can't use my Hulu. At a certain point, I had to stop and be like, Why the fuck do I even have any of these apps? I'm so angry, but I have to understand nothing's perfect, and they'll get it fixed when they can. Okay, so here is the shit about a dog phone. Enjoy.
If you were out with friends and got a video call from your dog, well, it turns out animal tech scientists are working on a dog phone. It's a ball fitted with a device that, when activated by your pet, would trigger a video call from a nearby laptop.
Someone's going to put that ball up a dog's ass. You and I both know it.
You'd get the call on your device, and you and your lonely dog, boom, connected. Maybe your dog could show off its toys, or you could comfort it if it's scared or lonely.
Or you could conduct your day like an adult and not be interrupted by a dog.
Tori?
That man.
Now, we know that we can train dogs. So, and dogs
Can we just go back and hear that one more time? Or you could conduct your day as an adult. Yes, yes, yes.
Conduct your day like an adult and not be interrupted by a dog.
Tori, now we know that we can train dogs. So, and dogs understand, like rewards. Mm-hmm. So if a dog's playing catch and maybe he's doing something with this very specific ball, right, and then it turns into a phone call, they're going to understand.
That was a leak you just said.
No, that's not true.
Pavlov's dog? Yeah,
what?
You said the ball turns into a phone call and then continue to talk like
that's
that
what
was a
it
normal
is.
Thing. No, this is not normal, Sam. The dog doesn't know what it is, where it is.
Yes, it
does. The dog doesn't know what a phone call is. So why are these two things being combined?
A dog certainly knows where it is. Thank you. There are more dogs.
We got a dog hater. You could tell he's pissed off. This is the way we would read it. No.
That can fight better than you can. Yeah,
so let's just be honest about that.
Yes, there are.
No, I'm thinking about how I fight. I'm like, yes, there are. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Am I right? However, I will say this. I think this makes the dog people look crazy. Right. And I think it's kind of dumb. And I think that makes us I don't believe you. I think I don't want to call Tori doesn't know what she's doing. Tori Shulman. About calling me.
Tori's on my side.
I don't believe her. I don't like this. I don't believe you. If you and I were out for a coffee and Brooksy took the dogs to the park and they have learned that the red ball equals seeing your mommy. All of a sudden, we're at coffee, you get a phone call, and your dog specifically activated that ball to see your face, you would be like, this is the coolest thing in the worord. I know you
Can we get a transcript of what Sam just said? And I'm going to call you every night and just read that and say, you said this on television X amount of years ago. Like, this is a changing day in your career.
Why is it any different for a dog who learns to sit and shake with a treat? They learn that this specific ball equates to mom and dad or mom and mom, whatever their owner is, coming lit up on a TV screen.
But doesn't that make, first of all, wouldn't that make them more frustrated? They hear, Mommy, hey, Josie Rose. She's like, where's Mommy? I don't understand.
That actually is true.
Technology, because I'm a dog.
No, you're right about that.
No, you don't even have to get to technology. It doesn't understand what it's doing.
Oh, really?
What we're doing is interrupting the adults. Sam, adults have to have some time to do adult things like what we're doing right now, Jeff. I can't take a phone call from Peaches or Layla because I'm on live TV. And I would hope that every adult is so busy during the day that they cannot do.
No one's going to connect with their dog because, like, oh, I'm at work. Let me take a phone call from my dog. This is vital. It's just like a shtick thing. It's a shtick. You're on vacation. You want to see your dog's face. I'm with you that it might work.
Annabelle is very right. And Jeannie as well, where she already said it. They respond to the reward, food. And they'll learn that that picture is coming on and just confusing them and they're getting nothing out of it and they will stop playing with that toy. Now, you know what they'll do after they're done smearing the peanut butter all over their butt and genitals? They'll stick it in this dog toy to go activate it to get the dog so they can sit there with their friends while they're out at lunch. Be like, look, Fluffy called me. And hello, Norwegian dog hater. There is Norwegian dog hater. I told you about the channel earlier. So.
The dog more, so now I'm a little hesitant on it.
How about just a camera where you can talk to the normal camera?
Jeff,
I don't need a device.
People are insane.
Thank you.
And they definitely would take a phone call from their dog. In the middle of a
really?
workday.
They'd be like, hold up, I got a phone call from Peaches.
People went and got confetti and went downtown on a workday to celebrate Britney Spears.
Mm-hmm.
People
you think those people aren't taking phone calls?
No, it's not different. Those people take phone calls from their dogs.
No, that's people.
What about a workday?
Passionate about her being liberated. That's different.
My girl Merritt had an app called Furbo on her phone.
Sure,
that alerts you that your dog is barking at home. And that's all you know. So like, hey, nice dinner, interrupted by some barking you can't hear. You just get an alert. There has to be some time where you can just be an adult. And the dog is where the dog
Don't
is.
pick up the phone then, Al.
No, it just alerts on your phone.
You're reading too fast.
You're sending your dog
No,
straight
not,
voicemail?
I'm not saying I'm going to do it, period. I never said I was going to do it.
Gimmick.
There's that. Those were words. Oh boy. Look. I think that's part of where the difference took place, guys. People used to function and think. They used to put dogs down that attacked children. We used to be somewhat normal. And now we've become a society of people that will answer the phone for a fucking dog. Okay? Yeah, she needs some boxing. I'll knock her ass in. Okay, I gotta shake that one off. Shake it off. So, thank you, Orc Wrench. Thank you, Asher. Hi, Missy May. Good to see you. Thank you guys for sharing that information. Okay? Here's this. Okay, let me make sure the article's in here. This is also from Moni Tony, so let's get into this. Reading dog-loving sites should make me want to get a dog. No? Then why, after reading dog-nutting sites, I want even less to have a dog? This is from a dog-loving website. The article's a bit old, but the comments are recent. The majority of dog bite victims are friends or members of the owner's family. 61% of dog bites occur in the home or a familiar place. And 77% of dog bite victims are family members or friends. Okay, according to an attorney who specializes in dog bite cases, Kenneth Phillips. A relatively small percentage of bites are inflicted by errant stray dogs. This means that most bites leave a shocked owner feeling betrayed by his loyal canine and wondering whether he can ever trust his four-footed friend again. Why did your sweet dog bite you? All dogs can bite, and given differing circumstances, all dogs will. Although we humans regard any bite as aggression, for dogs, biting is natural and normal means of canine communication and defense. It's actually surprising our dogs don't bite us more often than they do. Oh, Jesus. This is golden. Take a dog home. It will be weird if it doesn't bite you. That's coming from a dog lover. Very good point, Moni. Few extracts from the horrible, monstrous comment section. What happened to your dog after he bit the lady's leg? I too have had something similar happen with my dog. Not even asking about the lady, asking about the dog. Here's another one. The dog we adopted just 15 days ago from the shelter, which had been returned twice because he was deemed too hyper, has bitten, level 3, both my 5-year-old twice and my 2-year-old, so that my son is terrified. The dog will launch at him when he sees him. Same as my 10-year-old son. Both are terrified of him and spend time in their rooms when he is out. These are their own comments, okay? I had 2 prior shelter dogs with no issues prior to my own biological kids, and the shelter dogs had no issues with my foster kids and were very kind. If we send him back and tell him he's an unprovoked attacker, the kids will just step out of the kitchen into another room and the dog will attack them. That's what they said. Launches out with his teeth out. And then I'm afraid he may be killed. It's sad. I think to save him, he needs rehomed in a house of only adults. No, he needs rehomed to my new shelter, sanctuary on the surface of the sun. Fuck that. What is wrong with these fucking people? Don't look it in the eyes. Here's another warning. We rescued our dog 2 years ago. She was labeled people aggressive at the shelter and was about to be euthanized, but was so sweet to me. From the moment we met, my husband and I were sure with proper training, love, and socialization, she would be a friendly, wonderful dog. Why? Why all this effort? Can't you go do that with a child that has a history? Give a human a new chance? No. Moni uses the example, dude, you just have to learn how to juggle a chainsaw. Why do I need that? I have my routine. I'm fine. I said you must juggle with the chainsaws. Oh my goodness. And this article is a bit older, so we won't go into, you know what? Actually, we will do this one article. And then we'll go on for like another 10, 15 minutes. And yeah, this is a few years old, but this is a terrible story. Michigan family's been left in anguish after their 4-year-old Kiana McNeil was killed by the new dog after she tried to give it a treat. Did that upset the dog? Kiana's mom, JC, had just bought the dog the same day from an Illinois man who brought the dog to their Michigan home. The family's Doberman died a few months prior of cancer, and Kiana and her mother were filling the void with a new Doberman. But what was supposed to be a bonding moment turned into a tragedy just 45 minutes after getting the dog, when the Doberman bit the girl in the throat. Neighbors said they could hear hysterical screaming. That's my fucking neighbors. Hysterical screaming coming from next door, and ran out to see Kiana's mom sobbing over top of the girl's body. JC had tried to fight the dog off of Kiana during the attack, but couldn't. She got in between them, and she got bit in the neck and on the hands. The dog knows what it's doing. I said JC called Kiana's dad after the attack and said she was covered in blood and didn't know if she was going to make it. Police officer told them Kiana's mother did everything she could to save the girl, other than bringing a dog into the home in the first place. She loved her baby girl, they said. Our hearts are broken. Kiana was a ball of fire. She used to love and sing and dance, and she was compassionate beyond her years and full of life and wisdom. No more. No more. Okay. Let's see what else I've got for you guys this morning before I talk. The whole reading off the phone and not using the messages on the phone is so taxing to me. I hate to say it. It shouldn't be a big deal, but it kind of is. And as Moni pointed out, that was 45 minutes after they got the dog. Dead child. I've been very excited to share this one with you guys. Why did she have to fill a dog void in the first place? I agree, Annabella. I agree. We're different. It'll be different this time. You know, Twiggy, as I pointed out so many times, doesn't that sound like domestic abuse talk? That's what they do when they're in a domestic violence and abuse situation. They go, oh, no, it'll be different this time. We're going to go to behavioral training. It was my fault. I provoked the dog. The child upset the dog. It's always the same thing. And to me, this sounds no different than what you hear from someone that is trying to cover up for an abusive spouse or partner. And they just over and over again. And it can become so tiresome. And you're like, don't you see it? Don't you see what's happening? No, it's okay. And I've used this explanation over and over again, but it's true. And I, being a dog trainer, have dealt with this over and over again and shown up and been like, hey, what's up? You've got this big bruise on your arm. What happened? Oh, well, the dog snapped at me, but I shouldn't have touched the dog food bowl. Next time will be different. He'll learn. And then they come over the next time. You're like, oh, dear, what happened to your child? Oh, well, he upset the dog, and then I reached in and got involved, and I shouldn't have stuck my hands in there. And, we need to take more training. We need to learn how to act around the dog. Oh, my God. It infuriates the fuck out of me. It really does. And this is a mental condition, okay? Flat out. Hey, Strawberry. Yeah, the predator attacked me, so it was my fault. As we said before, this is like me bringing a serial killer. I know my uncle's a serial killer, and I bring him in, and I'm like, it'll be different this time. I don't think he's going to kill me or my kid or attack one of my neighbors. Everything's going to be fine. You just haven't met the right serial killer yet, so just calm down. I was watching one of my little YouTube channels, and they brought this up about this guy, and I'm like, holy fuck, I have to share this with you. Okay? Okay. This gentleman's name was Richard Poplowski. And if any of you recognize the name, you already know what I'm going to talk about. This was from 2009. And it was the deadliest police shooting in all of that area's history. And you want to know what it all started over? A dog urinating on the carpet. This gentleman and his mother were in an altercation. over the dog urinating in the house, as to which his mother was saying, like, and let me read you the story, all right? There was a shootout that took place April 4th of 2009, stemming from a mother and her 22-year-old son's argument over a dog urinating in the house, okay? 22-year-old Richard Poplowski opened fire on 2 Pittsburgh police, which his mother had called after he started overreacting over the urinating on the carpet when she wanted the dogs out. She was done with it. Okay. They responded to the 911 call from Poplowski's mother, who was attempting to get the police officers to remove her son from the home. They were 3 police officers were ultimately confirmed dead, and another 2 were seriously injured. According to Pittsburgh Police Chief Nathan Harper, Poplowski was armed with a semi-automatic AK-47 rifle, a shotgun, and 3 handguns, including a .357 Magnum revolver, a .380 caliber handgun, and a .45 caliber. Protected by a bulletproof vest, he had been lying in wait for the officers. The victims were the first Pittsburgh City police officers killed in the line of duty in over 18 years. The incident was the second deadliest attack on U.S. law enforcement since September 11th attacks, and was following a March 2009 shooting in Oakland, California. Okay? And then they go into a bunch of his background and political views and stuff. We don't need to get all into that. It's a whole thing that stemmed from this argument he had with his mother over the dogs urinating in the house. And when I was watching the initial video, the mother's like, I'm done with this. The dogs keep pissing in the house. I want them out of here. I want the dogs out of the house. And he spazzed out and then starts shooting a bunch of people. Okay? And exactly. Offenders usually reoffend. And so that's some interesting shit. Okay. Let me get into the next one here. Okay. You know what? I think we might be able to just go into... Man's Worst Friend shared this with me. It's from a children's movie, but I'm sure you guys may have seen it. Okay, so as soon as I can pull up the link, I will play it for you guys. If I can get to it. Like I said, this whole using my phone thing is highly inconvenient for me. So let me go into this end and see if I can find it here. And then we'll probably just call it a day, because I am sick of staring down at this phone to this shit. It is driving me insane. And it hurts my eyes. It does. And like I said, I have to go to work eventually. Here we go. All right. I'm pulling it up. So I'm sure most of you have seen this. Okay. Hi, Cassie. Good to see you. Oh, okay. I see you changed your name a little bit. That's okay. I recognized you, though.
FYI, your dog has been leaving little bombs all over my yard, and I don't appreciate it.
Sorry. You know dogs. They go wherever they want to go.
Unless they're dead. I'm joking. Although it is true. Anyway, have a good one.
Man's Worst Friend sent that to, I believe it was Chef and I started giggling when I seen it. I'm like, that's right, I haven't seen this in forever. Okay, so yes, exactly, Chef, exactly. So I was like, oh, fantastic, this is great. Let me peep into my emails and see what all I am missing here. There's so many things, and it just drives me crazy with my emails and what's going on here. Oh, what we got here? Oh boy. Yeah, I think what we'll do is just cut this short because of my service and everything else. And plus, like I said, I have to go to fucking work, and I'm really bummed out about that. So actually, I'm doing pretty good at keeping up with my emails too. I'm astoundingly short on stories. So no, don't hide your dog hatred anymore at all. In fact, I highly encourage people, not just because I do it, but because, look, you know the saying that it's okay to hate dogs? Yeah, that's true. they make us feel like villains, and they like to make us out to be, the bad guys when they're the bad guys. What is it that my hatred toward dogs is doing to them? But what all are you doing to me? I have to listen to them barking all day. I have to look down every 5 to 10 seconds, like the article said, so I don't step in a pile of shit. I have to see them on every channel. I have to protect my son from them. I have to think about it every time I let my son go out and play. I have to go around and make sure all the gates are secured. I have to be within earshot to make sure I can keep an eye on it. I'm the one who has to keep cleaning up after them in every house I clean, any overhaul I'm doing, carpet cleaning, you name it. But what is my hatred of dogs doing to you? Nothing. Nothing. But I have to deal with contaminated soil and water. I have to deal with your dog every day. And not once a day. Over and over and over. Okay? Over and over and over. Dude, Beanie, we love you, and we'll see you soon, and I'll talk to you later. It's making them angry because they don't want to hear us talk about this. Thank you for throwing all that up, Beanie. You are awesome. There's the Facebook group. There's the email. Please share your stories, be they personal or any recent dog attacks you see stupid shit like this dog phone stuff. Please share that kind of stuff with me. It really helps the channel. You guys know I work nonstop. So I very little time to do research. So without the help from you guys in the community, I wouldn't even be able to run this channel as well as I do. I'm just the voice piece, right? You guys are helping me huge. Beanie, you rock so hard. Stop being so awesome. So I really, really appreciate everyone. That will be our comedy segment. I appreciate everything you guys do. I really do. Being here, supporting the channel. We were going to do a live stream the other day, and IHD said he would jump in and join us. My service wouldn't work. And I'm like, of course it won't, because there's this thing that I want to do that's so awesome, and now I can't. As you can hear, neighbors' dogs are barking early in the morning, and no one can rest or relax. I cannot fucking stand it. I really can't. And it seems so unfair. Okay? So unfair. So we do. And exactly, Strawberry. Dog nut beliefs need to be publicly challenged, and opposed. Otherwise, nothing will change. If we all stay quiet, and I know that's been the deal that we've all, you got a friend or a partner or your mom, or, you're out at the store and you see this stuff and you just want to be quiet and let it go. That's not the answer. We're enabling them. People need to start speaking out about this kind of stuff. We need to start talking about it. We don't need to hide. We need to start addressing the situation. Yes, I'm glad that works out for you, Cassie. Yes, it's stream starting roughly at 6:30 in the morning, depending on when my son gets on. Silence is Violence. There's actually a great song by a group that I really like called Silence is Violence. We've got to start talking about this. We need to be very clear. I sent Chef Mutt Meat her staff with the husky jawbone on it. I'm so excited for her to get it. She said she's going to do a video about unpackaging it, which is even more exciting. So look forward to that video from Chef Mutt Meat. Email me with any of your stories. Please join the Facebook page if you haven't yet. Give the video a like. These Tuesday morning live streams are still small, but they'll get bigger and bigger. That's what he said. And so that's what we're aiming for. So help the Tuesday morning live stream grow. Let's see. Check out our Norwegian dog hater and support that channel as well. Calvin says, is it snowing? It is not snowing. I am in Arizona. It doesn't snow in southern Arizona. It does in northern Arizona. People really don't realize how diverse the terrain is here. But it might be snowing up north, which is why it's so cloudy down here. But I'm kind of like in the weather pattern. So let's see. Fuck Fluffy, right? Okay. And everybody have a wonderful day. I hope you enjoy your holiday if you celebrate them. If you don't, do your thing. And until next time, I appreciate all of you from the bottom of my dog-hating heart. I love every one of you, and I'll look forward to the next stream on Friday. And I have a few days off, so I might even do a pop-up stream in the middle. Shamina, Strawberry, Gling, all the moderators, Chef Mutt Meat, Annabelle, Missy May, everyone who helps with the content, Christ X Star, everybody, have a wonderful day, and I'll see you soon. Thank you so much.